Hello everyone, and welcome to Retail Archaeology and Spirit Halloween. This pop-up store is located in Mesa, Arizona in an old empty drugstore building. This was either a CVS or a Walgreens, I'm not sure which, but they opened a bunch of these in the late 90s to early 2000s in the Phoenix area, and now a lot of them are sitting empty. I like to check out Spirit Halloween every year because they set up this big centerpiece display with some of their animatronics, and it seems to change every year. Let's take a closer look at this year's display.
How dare you enter my forest? If you value your pathetic human life, turn back now.
Nope. It seems like Spirit Halloween pop-up stores are opening earlier and earlier every year. In the video I did last year, I said that I started seeing them pop up in like late August, early September, but I started seeing Spirit Halloween stores opening in mid-July this year. Now here's a neat animation they had playing in the ceiling, but I'm not sure what frame rate it was running at because it wasn't playing nice with my camera and I had to switch cameras. It looks better with this camera, but I still wasn't able to get the frame rate dialed in perfectly. In person, this animation looks completely smooth. There is no flicker or anything like that like you're seeing in this footage. And there's Jack the Reaper, Spirit Halloween's mascot. Let's take a closer look at one of the animatronics. We'll just go ahead and throw the switch here. This one looked kind of cool, but it's kind of boring once you get it going. I like how this kind of feels like a Disney attraction where once you exit out of it, it just throws you right into merchandise to buy. I think last year this exited out into some Beetlejuice merch, and this year it's Hocus Pocus, and I feel like Spirit Halloween gets a lot of mileage out of these old franchises. Now let's take a look at another one of the animatronics. And here we can take a look at what everything costs here in Dr. J. Reaper's Monster Lab. This whole lab is just a great bit of merchandising. Oh look, a clown. Okay, that's enough of that. That's just annoying. And here's a classic skeleton, and I like this one quite a bit because it actually talks instead of making random sounds.
Your host is not here right now. They're busy burying something in the backyard. But we'll have loads of fun while they're gone.
I want this, but I want it to be 12 feet, like the big Home Depot skeleton. A 12-foot animatronic skeleton would be awesome. I noticed these signs hung up around the store, and I'm wondering if that's why I haven't seen some of the stuff that I thought I would see at Spirit Halloween, like Ghostbusters stuff and some of the political costumes and things like that. I'm guessing they're still just making their way to the stores. The stuffed dummy prop, and I was taking a closer look at this picture, and is it just me or does that kind of look like Eminem's like sad middle-aged brother? Wait, isn't Eminem middle-aged now? I remember seeing these Good Guys Chucky dolls last Halloween in these stores, and judging by the shape of the boxes that these are in, I'm wondering if these are held over from last year or even maybe a couple of years at this point. It doesn't say on here anywhere that these dolls talk, but it would be cool if they did, if they said like some of the Good Guys doll lines and then they threw in some random Charles Lee Ray serial killer lines. That would make this doll perfect. Now here we are in the adult section, otherwise known as the Slutty Nun section. Sorry, it's Bad Habit Nun, or is it Sinful Sister down there? God, I love the names of these costumes. I'm willing to bet that there's another industry that has nothing to do with Halloween that purchases costumes from Spirit. Things like this cross paddle here. Jeez. I actually think this is pretty funny too, this holy water flask. It says ages 14 plus, but personally, the holy water I would keep in a flask is probably something like single malt scotch. And surprisingly, it doesn't say anything about not being used to drink out of. And then here's the men's costumes, and why is there no slutty priest costume or slutty pope costume? That doesn't seem fair. I think a priest costume with like little shorts or something would be freaking hilarious. They could probably come up with some great names for the costumes too. If you can think of any names for those kind of costumes, leave them down in the comments below. There's gonna be people offended by the women's costumes, so why not go full in on being offensive? Okay, what is the difference between a flashy flapper and a swanky flapper? Personally, I think I'd rather hang out with a speakeasy sweetie. And over here they've got some of the accessories like this light up cigar, which says ages 14 plus, just like the flask that we saw earlier. But then if you take a look at this pocket watch over here, it says ages 15 plus. I'm confused. Why are two things that are meant to simulate activities that you need to be an adult to do 14 plus, but then the pocket watch is 15 plus? Do pocket watches have some nefarious use I'm not aware of? Over here they've got the ever popular steampunk stuff, and here's something I don't think I've seen before, a steampunk plague doctor mask. God, they really will steampunk anything, won't they? And here's some of the costumes. Queen of Steam, I'm pretty sure that's the name of a film from that other industry I mentioned earlier in the video. And here's another example of getting mileage out of old franchises. They're still doing Napoleon Dynamite costumes. That movie came out in 2004. That's an 18-year-old movie. As far as newer franchises go, of course they've got Minions stuff. If they're still doing Napoleon Dynamite costumes 18 years later, we're going to be seeing Minions stuff until 2050. I was thinking about it, and July seems kind of early for Halloween stuff, but Costco already has Christmas stuff out in August, so I have no problem with Halloween getting started early. Oh look, Pickle Rick costumes. At a Halloween party, there's an 80% chance that the most annoying person there will be in a Pickle Rick costume. Now let's take a look at another one of the animatronics. Here's a monkey playing cymbals. It's modeled after that classic toy that's also on the cover of the Monkey Shines VHS box. Here's some actual Chucky costumes from the Child's Play movie, and this one's okay, but this one below it is freaking horrifying with that mask. I do not like adult-sized Chucky. I read that a new Beetlejuice movie is in the works, so this merchandise will become more relevant soon, although Beetlejuice is always relevant. Here in the back is where they have the generic costumes, and I don't mean generic in a bad way, I just mean they're things like cows and giant babies and things like that. Dinosaurs, the inflatable costumes are back here, and a lot of the couples costumes as well. These are the kind of costumes that when you see people wearing them, you can look at them and tell that they definitely got them at Spirit Halloween. Look, there's a Sergeant Short Pants. See, look, they've got short shorts on the cop. Why can't they do that with the priest or the rabbi? Now here's some stuff that I remember seeing last year. These hats have some innuendos on them, innuendo, but they have things like rock hard caulking, pipe laying expert. What is that, camel towing? I remember seeing that last year. Johnny Hardwood's landscaping, seed supplier. A dude wearing this at a party is going to be even more annoying than a dude in a Pickle Rick costume. How do you pronounce this? I grew up calling them Ouija boards, and I've seen them called that in films and other various forms of media, but I've also been yelled at and told it's actually pronounced Ouija, which would make sense because that's how it's spelled. However it's pronounced, they have a section here, and what is this tray for? Rolling spooky things? Anyways, it's weird though because there's only one actual Ouija board, or Ouija board, whatever it's called. Here's another section of animatronics, and I don't think I've seen these two before, but we'll take a look at the girl from The Exorcist first.
Your mother's in here with us, Gareth. Would you like to leave a message? I'll see that she gets it.
Okay, let's see what this one I've never seen before does.
God. That's fantastic.
I think that's the first time one of these animatronics has given me a legitimate jump scare. Here it is again from a little further back. Mark and I are both well over 6 feet tall to give you an idea of how high that pops up. And here's a look at the other two next to it.
Pray for the dead and the dead.
That's cool.
We'll pray for you. You can pray for the dead. Pray on, you.
Let's go take a look at the mask section now. Over here you've got a lot of your standard horror film fare. You got Freddy Krueger there, Jason, and Michael Myers. I really like that mask that's just the mouth with the teeth. I don't know if that's from something, but I like that one. And over here they have like some of the old school plastic masks that would, cut your fingers if you ran them around the edges too hard. This next animatronic is another one that I really liked.
I just ooze with Halloween spirit. I also ooze with all kinds of toxic stuff too, but don't worry, it's only lethal in large doses. Why? Look at me! I'm a fixture of health. If anything, this will probably make you live longer.
I'm pretty sure this one has a built-in fog machine, and fog is supposed to come out of those nozzles. Here's a whole wall of Fortnite costumes, and I don't recognize any of these. I know nothing about Fortnite. What I do know is Star Wars, and these are really neat. These are those really old costumes that we used to get at the grocery store, at least if you grew up in the 80s. And they were basically just a mask and then like a weird vinyl smock thing with the character that you were dressed up as on it. They had these for like every cartoon series and stuff when I was a kid, and they had a very particular smell. I wonder if these still smell the same. It was a very distinct like vinyl chemical smell. Now this is some of my favorite Halloween decor that they have here, the zombie babies. I don't think I've ever seen this one, the zombie baby eating a rat and then offering it to you. Also, I don't think I've ever seen these swaddled zombie babies before. That would look really cool in a Halloween display, like in an old stroller or something. I love the zombie babies. And they've got a lot of different kinds now. And of course you've got to have the skeletons, and some of them look kind of surprised to be here. The human skeletons are okay, but I like looking at all of the different animal skeletons that they have. These bat ones are kind of cool. I actually have one of these that I hang up outside off the tree. I don't think I've seen the turtle one before. And then here is a shark mouth. I don't think I've seen this before either. Looks like maybe it's like a baby shark. Baby shark dude. Ah, the pig's head on a hook. That's another one of my favorites. It kind of reminds me of the pigs in Duke Nukem 3D. And that's going to wrap up our look at Spirit Halloween for Halloween 2022. I always have so much fun poking around these stores. But what are your thoughts on Spirit Halloween? Are you excited to see them open every year? Let me know down in the comments below. As always everyone, thanks for watching. Want to see your name here? Head on over to patreon.com/retailarchaeology to find out how you can help support the channel. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed my video on Spirit Halloween. If you did like it, please make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and also make sure to follow at the social media links down there because that's the best way to keep up with what's going on with the Retail Archaeology channel.